I'm Jonas Vingegaard, and welcome to the Cycling Dane.
The World Championships in 2023 will be a very ambitious event with a Super World Championships, as it's been labeled, with several disciplines taking part around the same time from different cycling events. We, of course, in this video are only concerned with the road race, and the road race course is a tough prospect in the Scottish city of Glasgow, with plenty of punchy small hills and ample corners for the riders to negotiate. And given the readjusted time of the Worlds this year as well, that could throw a spanner in the works for some riders. Nevertheless, here are some of the 5 riders which could feature in this year's World Championships road race. First on our list is the Jumbo-Visma rider Christophe Laporte, who will be representing the French national team. And Laporte managed to impress last year by finishing in the bunch gallop behind Remco Evenepoel and finished second. He's had yet another strong year in the classics, winning Gent-Wevelgem, and he was very strong at the Tour de France working for Jonas Vingegaard, and he could favour this rugged course. And he certainly has a fast finish on him as well if it comes down to an elite selection at the finish line. And with Julien Philippe not looking as strong as years gone by, he certainly could be the chosen son for France. Next on the list is another strong rider who had a great classics campaign prior to a crash in Liège-Bastogne-Liège, and that is the superstar Tadej Pogačar, who's a late addition to the Slovenian national team. Pogačar had an absolutely incredible start to the year, winning the Tour of Flanders, Amstel Gold and Flèche Wallonne, and almost got a podium in Milan-San Remo, really showing the versatility of himself as well as a one-day rider just this year. With these Ardennes performances, this could really be the perfect World Championships, despite Tadej Pogačar suffering a bit in the final week of the Tour de France this year, but there has been plenty of time for him to recover. So therefore, for Pogačar, this could be the ideal time for him to pursue success at the Worlds, as thus far in his career, his best place was 18th in the 2019 edition, and he showed himself in the Imola World Championships, but unfortunately only finished 37th. So he could look to right this wrong on his incredible palmarès. Speaking of the Imola World Championships, next on the list is Wout van Aert, who finished second in both the road race and the time trial of that year, which was an impressive feat and was a close attempt at winning the double title, as no one's done so far in the history of the Worlds. The 2023 course will suit the former world cyclocross champion due to the corners and the number of sharp climbs. He's already reconned the course as well, really showing his intention for this year's edition. And his form at the Tour de France was strong despite leaving early and not winning a race in the Tour. He was very visible on the climbs, sprints and the hillier stages. So maybe the few weeks of rest will have done him good and he can prepare well for his first ever World Championship title. But there are plenty of other factors for him, such as the shared leadership within his team once again, which could be to his detriment. Before we get into the top 2 riders of our list, make sure to subscribe to the channel and let me know down below who you think is going to be the big riders of this year's edition. And just some honorable mention, we also have Michael Matthews, last year's 3rd place finisher, who will be taking to the start line. Equally, the 2019 champion Mads Pedersen, who could favor the weather conditions if they get adverse. And it looks like Eritrea will be bringing their golden generation here, so it would be great to see them doing an incredible result. But nevertheless, second on the list is Mathieu van der Poel, who could have been a very exciting prospect at last year's World Championships, but his sleep was disturbed, unfortunately, and that meant he left Australia with different headlines to his name that he would have desired. However, the Flying Dutchman had an incredible 2023 Classics campaign, winning Milan-San Remo and Paris-Roubaix for the first time in his career, and even finishing second in E3 and the Tour of Flanders. Moreover, the Dutchman also dominated the Belgian Tour, winning plenty of stages and even did a solid job as a lead-out man for Jasper Philipsen, helping him with most of his Tour de France victories at the Tour. And despite Mathieu van der Poel not gaining much personal success in this year's Tour de France, he will have some very strong legs from the Tour, so this should be perhaps the strongest performance yet at a World Championships from him. He has had success before at the Worlds, obviously at the Cyclocross World Championships, which he is the current champion, but also at the Junior World Race back in 2013, where he won in front of Mads Pedersen. So why not make it a nice 10-year anniversary of his first title? However, at the men's elite, he has not been able to replicate it, with 2019 seen as his best shot, but he fell victim to the cold and didn't fuel enough. So there is a risk that this could repeat itself this year if the weather is terrible. But he did have some success in this city before, as he managed to finish on the podium at the 2018 European road race, finishing behind Mathieu, the winner on that occasion. Mathieu van der Poel's punchy nature, however, and bike handling skills, as he's shown already this year, will suit this course, and he should be one of the last men remaining on this course and could be the first rider in a long time, if not ever, to be both the title holder of the Cyclocross and the Road World Championships. The final rider on this list is not a shock to anyone, as it's the reigning world champion who should be the co-leader for Belgium with Wout van Aert, Remco Evenepoel, who has had a great season despite the lack of finishing a Grand Tour. He won the UAE Tour at the beginning of the year, Liège-Bastogne-Liège, and at the Giro d'Italia he was very imperious in the time trials and even left the race having COVID in the Maglia Rosa. Further to this, his form at San Sebastian was great, and he could be close to his peak form coming into the race, as his later target of the Vuelta a España is very close to the Worlds. The punchy nature could favour Remco Evenepoel, as he, as we said, did so well at Liège-Bastogne-Liège. However, arguably not as favourable as they were at last year's course, but he certainly will be a decent challenger on this course and could be gunning to be the first rider, like Wout, to win both the road race and the time trial, and therefore that inter-rivalry could be a spanner in the works for both of them, as Remco Evenepoel has already done this feat at the Junior World Championships back in 2018 in Innsbruck. The Belgium team are certainly a strong outfit, and the chances of them repeating last year's triumph could be a very possible outcome. But will it be with Evenepoel or Van Aert? That is the question. That's basically it for this video. Make sure to comment down below who you think is going to win, and yeah, should I have included Danish riders in the top 5? But make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon, and of course, as always, thank you for watching and have a nice day.